Salutations, my name is Michael J. Turner. I am the Southwest Shaman, and you are shining with the Arizona sun at sunset. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here, which is wherever you're at. Coming with love from AZ. This is Stereo Fix 888, and this channel is all about personal development. I can't save you. I can only share with you how I'm saving myself. That's what makes this special, is because I don't see too many people out there who, I guess, who went through what I've gone through, who even, for one, made it, but for two, after the fact, care to share exactly how they did it. Because I feel like there's a lot of people out there who find the material, get the information, regurgitate the information, maybe they overcame some slight struggles, but yo, check it out, man. I was at the lowest vibration. I mean, I could have went lower, but like, that's where it was at. And my story includes all sorts of stuff that could potentially make you not like me at the end, to be honest. And that's kind of one of the things I want to talk about right now, is stealing. Because for me, when I do the self-reflection and self-awareness on this, it was like my first addiction. I started stealing from stores when I was like, I swear, as early as I could, like 6 years old or something, like 7, 8. No, it couldn't have been that. I had to be at least, I wasn't even, it was well before middle school, right? Well before middle school, So, all right, it created a habit. It created a false belief, but it was a weird thing within myself, the battle throughout the years as I walked the path of an addict, and I allowed my life to be directed by prioritizing embodying a professional drug person. And damn it, I'll tell you what, if it was something to put on the resume, I would have that 100, no doubt about it, because I got to the point where I didn't even care who knew. I was proud. I decided to let all that go. I was proud of what I was doing and what it was. It was what I wanted to do. What's funny, the paradox about using drugs is that you use to deal with the bullshit going on in your life. However, the bullshit going in my life was being perpetuated by the fact that I was using. So it's like, keep getting high, and it's like a gift and a curse, because I could cope with the bullshit, but the bullshit keeps coming because, I'm good at maintaining. I'm good at it, but how it's inevitable that there will be some type of discrepancy, some type of folly that occurs, and it don't even have to be my fault. It could be, but however it is, because I was involved. You know what I mean? Like, as in, even a car accident, for instance, like, I could get hit by somebody else, but still, I guarantee somehow it had to do with me being fucked up. I mean, shit. I got into a car accident at 3 a.m. on the I-17 highway one time, me and one other guy, and it wasn't even my fault. There was nobody else on the highway. That's what's unique about that. But anyway, back to the stealing thing. So it became all right, with these, I could do this. And then even I remember in high school, all right, going back, right, all right, or somewhere after, I don't know, somewhere in there, in those earlier years of my late teens to early 20s, going to Zia Records, shopping around, grabbing all the CDs I wanted, and then just running out. And here's the thing, like, as I had a job consistently and I had money, I didn't steal from stores. I didn't steal. And it was lessons that came at times when I had stolen from individuals, even as a younger, in middle school, I remember, it's like opportunities come. It's like, what do? Who's watching? God's watching through your eyes, at all times. But like, I could recognize, the inner conflict that came immediately, and I actually had to right a lot of those wrongs before it even came to pass that it happened. But as time went, right, as a drug addict in situations, I had no money. All my money went to drugs. So what did I do to eat? What did I do for clothes and things like that? I stole them. And before I went to prison, when I was 26, I was heading to the point of being like a career criminal type of cat, because I was doing home invasions, and I went to prison for armed robbery. Now, when I got out, the major change that occurred, besides a whole slew of things, was that I said, I'm never going to steal from another person. Like, I wouldn't want my mother's house being broken into. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want none of that shit happening to my mother. So why would I want to do it to anybody else, regardless of if they're in the dope game or not? Because that was my excuse for a lot of it, was, oh, well, they're in the game too. You know what I'm saying? They're in the game, so they know what time it is. Well, the day I got arrested, I got the cops called on me by a drug dealer. I stole their car, and they called the cops on me. So the way it played out, I fucking fucked myself royally, pardon my French, but I ended up doing that nickel based on my lack of awareness, my being naive to a number of things, and my lack of self mastery. So as time went on, like I said, though, it became about just simply like eating, maintaining certain things, being able to do certain things while still maintaining a high, because I climbed the whole ladder on this opiate thing, y'all, from the weak ass Vicodin 5s that the dentist gives you to all the way to fentanyl, heroin in between. Oxycontin was my unicorn. And if y'all don't know about Oxycontin, I'm not even gonna get into it. So, and all the other drugs came, to be part of my repertoire as well. Like, why not? Eventually, why not smoke some rocks? It was, and alcohol was the true gateway drug for me, because it was the I don't give a fuck feeling, the ability that it gives you to numb that out, and turn into a straight savage, that attracted me. I always smoked pot, but the reason I'm telling you this right now is that I'm giving you the progression of things for me, and how it started. Weed was my psychiatrist. Weed was what regulated me and gave me the ability to think twice about things and listen to my inner conscience and take time, as a teenager when I was in high school. But I'm not gonna say it didn't stunt my growth, though, and I'm not gonna say that I didn't treat it like it was fucking heroin when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I've been on dope since I was like 12. What the fuck? All right. So here it is, y'all. All things work together. My path is a shamanic path. It's been littered with mishaps and experiences that have given me all sorts of knowledge and understanding and different scenarios and human behavior and things. And it would have never ended until I accepted this path as a healer, because this is something called shamanic illness. It's like you continue to experience these things redirecting you to your path until you accept it. These things have been happening to me to direct me since I was little, and I've always been able to look in retrospect and recognize, wow, that's why that happened. That's why that happened. Well, okay, how about self-awareness and real-time choices for the better, made by the highest version of me, for the best for me. So anyway, as a Southwest shaman, it means I'm a healer that has traversed, and I traverse different terrain, and I've traversed many different terrains spiritually, and different states of consciousness, and my drug use spans like 2 decades. So as far as like being able to take these drugs and use them beneficially, or get the most from whatever the experience was, I did that 100%. There's nothing more I can get from that, though. I got everything I could. Like, it took a long time, and maybe that's why I could never release it for so long. You would think after this and after that and after this I would have stopped, but like maybe that's what it was, because I was always able to maintain. Like, you would have never known that I smoked more heroin, meth, and did Xanax and smoking pot, before 6 a.m. than, people do all week, and I'm fucking showing up to just function like a normal human being. And what the fucking crazy paradox is without it, I couldn't function, and I wouldn't have felt normal, and I didn't. So there it is, y'all, a little glimpse into that. So it's like things are perpetuated by false beliefs and a survival mode mentality, which gets perpetuated by what happens when the substances are running rampant and channels get opened, frequencies get opened up for shit to attach, which is also what occurred. I was carrying, if you were able to see with that type of vision, when I stepped in the room, you would have seen all sorts of shit being towed behind me. And now I've done so much work, and yes, I still smoke weed and struggle with certain, with speed bumps with my sobriety and my addiction, but I'm on Suboxone and I take psilocybin. And here's what I want to get to is, if you've seen any of my, I've mentioned it in a couple other videos, but I'm heading into a situation where I'm going to be able to go to jail. And this is why I say it this way. I say it that way because it's going to be the perfect amount of time to break habits and instill new doctrine into my subconscious mind. Because this is what it is, y'all. Doing things, think about how many things do we do each day without even thinking about it. Just and some of the things maybe even regrettable after the fact, but it's just done. It is what it is. And especially if it has to do with maintaining the ability to function in day-to-day life. Okay, so finding that I'm comfortable in my own flesh and ability to cultivate a good, happy vibe within myself is the number one tool against reliance upon external things to keep me high vibe. That's the number one tool for that. But this would be